So the first thing is to recognize that the process for creating an assignment for students in ALEKS is a little bit different than the process we need to use to create an exam or a benchmark or something like that. And so this video is strictly for creating an assignment that you could use as a homework assignment or a practice exam or something of that nature. And so the first thing is to decide, is this assignment just for me and my class? And if it is, then you want to click yourself like Paula McCracken here. If, however, the assignment is for both you and your partner teacher, part of the PLC, this kind of thing, you want to go to Master Templates and then click Master Template List. And so let's say that I am a 6th grade teacher and I want to create an assignment for myself and my 6th grade counterpart. I'll click that and I'm going to scroll quickly to the bottom here. It's going to show all the classes that are linked in this master template. So this assignment will automatically appear after it is created in Ms. Chavez's 1st, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th period, and McCracken's 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. So again, that's just the classes that are linked. And here are the assignments. Again, this is almost all the way to the bottom. Here are the assignments that have previously been created in this master template. It is a practice test and a test that we have previously administered. So to create a new assignment, what we need to do here is click Edit. And again, this is in the master template. If you're creating an assignment for yourself, it would look different. You would have yourself selected, you would have a class selected, and you would create an assignment from this button right here. So again, this is for an assignment that you want to appear in everyone's classes. So getting back into the 6th grade master template here, I can click Edit, and I will see the assignments that currently exist in the master template, and if I want a new homework assignment, I just click New here. It's going to ask me what type of assignment, and I want to make sure that I click Homework for things like homework assignments, in-class assignments, practice tests, all that stuff. I do not see a reason for anyone to choose anything other than homework, except for when we are actually creating a test. And so my best guess is that these two will be the only ones that we use this year. Again, the presets are a little bit different for tests than they are homework. So unless you're actually creating a test, you want to make sure that you click Homework. And we can name this homework like fraction addition. We can set dates for it to be available to students. And so if it was me personally, I just set it for the days that I want them to have access to it. We can add questions from ALEKS topics, my questions, or previous assignments. We're not going to worry about any of that. You could randomly add questions from any of these domains. We're also not going to worry about that. We're going to come right here and say we do not want to view by ALEKS. I can't remember what TOC stands for, topic or of content or something, I don't know. We want to look by standards. And so when we view by standards, we can click here and select what section we want to pull from. This would be, if we're doing fractions, pulling from the number system. And then it's going to do a nice breakdown for us here of all the different standards in number system. And so if I'm working with students right now on multiplying and dividing fractions, you can see I've got compute and solve word problems involving division of fractions, divide multi-digit numbers, add, subtract, multiply, and divide multi-digit decimals, distributive property, positive and negative numbers, meaning of numbers with opposite sides, ordered pairs, rational numbers on a number line, inequalities, rational numbers, absolute value. The only place that I saw fractions was way up here. Compute and solve word problems involving division of fractions. There should be maybe one more. Oh, let's look in there. Okay, so it's not just word problems that are in here. That was a little bit deceiving. Although word problems will be part of what's available here. So this list here that has just popped up in this subfolder will be all of the different problem types that I have available to choose from to construct this assignment. And these descriptors here are pretty self-explanatory. So division involving a whole number and a unit fraction, I probably wouldn't be interested in that. If I want to see what it looks like, I can click this, or I can click this twice. But I'll get a preview and a pop-up here that shows me what kind of problem I would get. And if I'm like, oh, I'm curious what another one might look like, I can click try another down here. And it will give me basically an unlimited number of different problems that I could preview of what the student experience might be. For me, I'm going to say I would not want that as my part of my homework assignment. Using a model, I really don't like the models in ALEKS, if I were to be honest with you. They're sort of confusing, so I would again not choose to do something like this. Division involving a whole number and a fraction. So this is going to be just like the first one, except it's not always going to be a unit fraction with a 1 in the numerator. I feel like I'm getting closer to what I want. Fraction division. This feels like it's going to be about right for me. So this is the type of problem that I would expect that I would want my students to have some practice with. It's kind of sad because what has to happen is I have to click this and then click add and then go back and click this and click add if I want my students to get like 8 of these. It used to be the case that I could click this and then tell it how many to add, but they changed that at some point. And so now I've got 8 fraction division problems. I like that. This little green thing here is meaning that it's a different kind of problem than the blue ones, and I am not totally sure what the difference is yet. I have not explored that enough. But if I look at this here, this is very familiar to us in the 6th grade of the connection between division and multiplication, like what fraction would go here to make this a true statement. Maybe I like that a little bit, so I'll put like 4 of those. And anyway, as I work through this whole fraction division thing, we'll eventually get to mixed number division and this kind of stuff. Chances are that I'm going to find a problem here that I like that matches the stuff that I'm doing in my class, and I can assign it to students to be done during class, outside of class. For early finishers, this is a great thing. I'm going to go ahead and click continue. And so now I've got my content selected. It's called fraction addition. It's going to be run from September 24th at 12 in the morning to 11:59 p.m. at night. I could click allow submission if I wanted to, and then there will be a hard final date to submit it. I might go ahead and do that just to make sure that students who want practice at this can get that practice that they want. It's going to be enabled by default. It's going to be assigned to all students by default. If I wanted to assign it to only certain students, I don't have the option to do certain students because this is the master template, so it's going to go to everybody. If I wanted to change that, I would have to change it in my individual classes. And then you have the option of students must take it as soon as it's available, or they can start it whenever they want after it is available. For homework assignments, I would not require a password. We can leave all this alone. And you'll notice here the default for homework assignments is students get unlimited question attempts and unlimited assignment attempts. And so what will happen here is, let's say a student is working on number 1. You will give them a certain problem and they will get 3 tries at that problem. If they get it wrong 3 times in a row, it's going to say, hey, looks like you didn't quite get that one, and it's going to give them a new number 1 to try. Again, you can see here full retake and quick retake. If we were recording this for the purpose of a grade book or something like that, it would only record their best score. And then all of this stuff is kind of blah. I would actually not enable letter grades because we don't want students to think that that they're getting something that they're not. And then we can create this assignment, and when students go in to either Ms. Chavez's or Ms. McCracken's class, this assignment will appear available to them. Let's take a look at that. So if I go to Chavez, the first period linked class, because that is the class that is linked to the master template, and I go to assignments. You can see that now that assignment has populated there. It is also populated in this class, this class, this class, this class, and all of McCracken's classes. Again, because it was created through the master template. And so just to show in McCracken's class here, yep, there's fraction addition. I'm going to delete that assignment because I don't want students to think that they have something to do that they really don't. But that's how we go about creating an assignment in ALEKS.